Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will deploy our two-factor authentication application where you can manage all of your two-factor codes and also where you can create the groups, you can add users, etc. etc. This app is really great, for example, if you don't want to basically create access in your password manager for your customers or for your employees, so that you want to manage all of the accounts and they just need the two-factor authentication. So in this case, the 2FAuth is really great for this purpose. As you can see on their GitHub page, you can read more that the purpose 2FAuth is web-based self-hosted alternative to one-time passcodes, OTP generators like Google Authenticator, designed for both mobile and the desktop. It basically aims to ease you perform your two-factor authentication steps, whatever the device you handle, with clean and suitable interface. You can read more about why the creator created this app. The main feature is that you can manage your two-factor accounts and organize them using groups. You can scan and decode any QR code to add account in no time. You can add custom account without QR codes thanks to an advanced form. You can edit accounts. You can even import. And yeah, you can generate TOTP and HOTP security codes and SteamGuard codes. So yeah, I think that this app is really great, and also I wanted to talk you about some what does it mean free in the open source software. As you can read in this Reddit post, someone created a tool that he found himself useful and he released that on a GitHub. It was his decision. It ended up blowing up thanks to the word of mouth, YouTubers and TikTokers. And this led to more users that he would ever expect it. So yeah, the things were great at the first, but he is now feeling that he became a tech support for 100 plus and more people. Some users rudely making demands on things that I need to add or fix. And as you can see, this is not attitude that any person who develops software for anyone to use, and it's just really, really bad behavior. One guy even said that you need to buy a MacBook so he can fix a bug that he is having and also he sent links with secondhand on refurbished MacBooks. And others are pretty harsh on the looks of this project. Personally, I don't know what the project is, but what can I say that you should never, ever say to anyone that he needs to buy something to fix it. For example, if you want to fix the issue you are having, you should provide some sponsorship or even send him the MacBook so he can fix the issue that you are having on your MacBook. The free in the open source does not mean that the software is at no cost. What is free software? As you can read, free software means that software that respects users' freedom and community. Roughly, it means that users have the freedom to run, copy, distribute, study, change, or improve the software. Thus, the free software is a matter of liberty, not price. Basically, to understand this concept, you should think of free as in free speech, not as in free beer. And we sometimes call it a libre software, borrowing from French or Spanish word free, as in freedom to show we do not mean the software is greatest. And this is holy truth. The free in the open source software does not mean that it comes without the cost. You have the freedom to do with the software whatever you want, but you never, ever can request anyone to fix the issue you are having, and rudely send him links to buy a MacBook or whatever. This is just very, very bad, and also it can hurt any free and open source software. And as expected, his drive to work on this project have been evaporated. He just wanted to share something that helped him out, and also he want to share this with everyone so it can help more people. But it turned into something that he feels needs to support it continuously. And he is asking, it's fine to just never log into this GitHub account again. He don't want to be jerk to the many that receive his application, but I really hate the negative parts of this whole process, as well the pressure. How would you deal with something like this? So, yeah, this question is really tough to answer, but also many YouTubers in the free and open source software, like DBTech, have some open source already mentioned this on their YouTube channels. And what I can say that it's good to ignore those people who are requesting, and if you're feeling pressure, it is not worth it to continue on this project. So yeah, that's my answer. And yeah, for everyone who are really like any open source software, it's good that you maybe buy a coffee for $2 or send one-time donation of $5. It really makes a big difference. When somebody is saying you need to buy this, send a link, or you just send a small amount, and you will show the appreciation of the software that you are using. So let's go back to the 2FAuth. And I'm using this software a couple months, and yeah, I just wanted to show you that I already donated to this project because I really find it useful, and you should do the same. If you find any software, you can do one time. $2, I think, does not hurt anyone. And if you want to continuously support, you can choose a monthly amount. So it is up to you. All right, so now we can proceed basically with the installation of 2FAuth. So to install the 2FAuth application, you can follow the documentation that I created, where you can read more, why to choose 2FAuth, the main features, and also we need to talk about the prerequisites. For the installation itself, I like to use the Docker Compose, where I can store all of my Docker Compose installations in one place. Well, when you follow this link, you can see you have installation methods for Docker, Docker CLI, and also you can deploy it on Heroku, Unohost, or even you can install it manually as any other PHP application that you can do. So for Docker Compose, what I recommend is to have the basic 2 GB server. I'm using Hetzner for all of my servers, and I highly recommend to use also Hetzner for your business. It's really cheap, and you can follow this link to get a $20 credit that will not expire. So once you have the server, also I recommend to have domain in Cloudflare, because I like to use Cloudflare Zero Trust for the reverse proxy. But if you don't have Cloudflare, you can also use Nginx Proxy Manager, which I will leave link in the description, how you can install Nginx Proxy Manager in Docker. And that's basically it. So you install the Docker engine, And here you have the compose file. So now we can move to the terminal to perform this installation. So let me copy this compose file, switch back to my terminal, which is Termius. And first, when you have your server, what you want to do is to the basic security setting, create your own user. So user mode AG2FA, add user webnestify, enter the password, press yes. Also add the user to the sudo group, user mode AG sudo webnestify, and more details you can find in the guide that I created, how we can do the basic server security things. So now when we have this, you want to paste the Docker installation file or the command. So we will install the Docker. So the Docker is installed, and now you want to switch to the local user. So you're gonna type su and your user you created. And now we can navigate to our home folder, which is cd home webnestify in this case. And now we want to create a Docker compose file. So we do nano docker compose.yaml. And now you copy the Docker compose file from the documentation. And here are some things that I recommend you to change to your own variants. You can also even install the Redis on the host, and you set the Redis password here. But I'm not going to over how you can do it. And let me scroll up. So first thing first, the volumes, it will be a local folder under your user, and it will be 2FAuth. For the port, if you have any other application running on the port 8000, you want to change this value on the left. App name 2FA, debug false. Here you will need to enter your email. Just remove those square brackets that email is protected. And I'm going to add some generic email. Here you will need to enter some random string or 32 characters. And what you want to do, you want to copy this command and you will generate the password in a new terminal window. For the app URL, you also want to change the URL that you want to have. And demo false, log channel daily, that's fine. Database, that's fine. And here you will need to also set up your own SMTP details if you want to receive email. I recommend Postmark, so you just add the Postmark SMTP details here. So I'm going to change the email. And also you fill in the details in the SMTP settings from the Postmark. And I think that's basically it. You are feel free to change any value or any services that you want. Control O, enter to confirm, Control X to exit. And now we will run the Docker Compose. I forget to add myself to the Docker group, so I will do sudo docker compose app-d. And it is pulling the container and the files, and it should be up and running. You can verify it by running sudo docker ps. And as you can see, we have some issue because the container is not running. So I'm going to check the logs, sudo docker logs 2FAuth. And we have some permissions. So let me check the folder owner. And as you can see, this folder created is belonging to the root and root. You don't want to do under the root because root have access to all of the systems. So for the security reason, we want to change ownership of this application to your local user. So we're gonna do chown-r. So it will apply the rules for all the folders and files nested in the 2FAuth folder. And user is gonna be webnestify, and the folder name 2FAuth. Press enter. And yes, you need to do sudo. And now we can start the container again. And when we check the logs, our 2FAuth is up and running. So we set it up on this port 8000. So now we can visit the dashboard. So I'm going to switch to the browser. So now in the browser, you just paste the server IP or the domain you set up through the reverse proxy, either Cloudflare Tunnels or Nginx Proxy Manager or Traffic, Caddy. The choice is yours. You have a lot of options how you can proxy this to the public via SSL. So first, what you want to do is to create a password account. So you're gonna register. Gonna do webnestify. Email is gonna be a.com, and you generate strong and secure password. Gonna do register. And for the authentication, if you have a YubiKey, you can also register this device as a passkey. So in this case, I'm going to do maybe later. And here it will ask you to import your QR codes, 2FA tokens, etc. So I'm going to upload 2FA code. And here, as you can see, we have our 2FA. This I created only for these testing purposes. And next thing, what I recommend to change when you go to the settings, you can change the theme to light. I think it's better to read, but I like dark. And you can also choose the default groups. For the security, you want to enable auto lock after a couple minutes or on security code copy. It is up to you. And next thing, what I recommend to do is to protect sensible data. And you want to also disable the user registration if this is gonna be hosted publicly, not in your intranet. So let me zoom in so we can read what is the protect sensible data. Basically, it will store sensitive data. The 2FA secrets, email are stored in encrypted database. So make sure to backup up key value to your env file if you created it, because there is no way to decipher data without this key. And rest of it, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. For the account, you can change your account, delete. You can add your personal access token, and also you can register the device as a Apple Face ID, Touch ID, YubiKey, biometric. You have full options. And also another good thing is that you can also separate all of the 2FA codes in the groups. So when you go to manage, and you can move it to the new group, for example, employees. And here you can set the 2FA codes for this group, and you can send access to your employees, they need it. So I think that's it for the installation. It's pretty easy and straightforward. And remember that follow the best security practices when you're deploying any application that you want to use on the internet. because there are bots, scrapers, script kiddies that try to get anything from the open internet. All right. So, yeah. First, I want to thank the developer, Bubka, for the 2FAuth application. It's really great, and I love it so much. I'm using it actively, where the Bitwarden is, I don't want to create any accounts for the people who don't need access to the passwords. They just need 2FA. And yeah, if you like this project, just go to the GitHub page and donate some small amount if you really, really like it. This way, the developer will know that you are enjoying the app, and he will continue to working on the new feature, new update, etc., etc. And yeah, I hope you like this tutorial. You give it a try, this 2FAuth application, and I think this will be the last video of this year. And before the end of the year, I will have an announcement, and I'm really excited for this announcement because it will be about the cybersecurity awareness and how you can teach yourself, how you can teach your employees, and how you can spread it around your people so nothing bad can happen. So stay tuned and have a really very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for watching and see you guys later. Bye bye.